Are we live? Let's see. Am I live? Am I live? I am live. Nice. Beautiful. I'm live. So, close. What the heck? Anyway, today we're going to be reacting to this here. But first, what the? Bro, I do not know what I'm doing today. Holy crud. Whatever, y'all can see the chat. What the? It doesn't matter. Anyway, today we're reacting to this video because I'm up, you're up, yes.
These are the unfair advantages of your eye color. But instead of just listing them, I ranked every eye color and even declared one king. And I'm pretty sure you're not going to guess which one it is. And I'm going to start from the bottom, meaning they're only going to get better the further we get into the video. Number 8, actually one of the only eye colors to have something in common with animals.
Let me guess it. It's gonna be yellow or something.
Occurring in approximately 5% of the world's population, amber eyes actually have a higher proportion of pheomelanin, which is a fascinating pigment that codes for a reddish-yellow kind of look. So it kind of looks like my urine.
Yes.
And it's also found very commonly in animals. Not only that, but they effectively have better night vision. Kinda. The theory is that lighter eyes have less pigment, so they soak up less stray light, and a tiny bit more light can scatter around inside the eye before it reaches the retina. In theory, this should allow lighter colors to pick up more light and see better in the dark. Now, the evidence is mixed on that, and the effect is slight, but I will be considering it in the ranking. It's just too cool to ignore. But it is just a theory. But this effect only gets more potent with lighter colors. Now, time for drawbacks of the amber eyes. I keep the disadvantages in a very special place. I keep them in the Scroll of Foibles.
Oh, the Scroll of
Foibles means disadvantages, by the way. Because there's a lack of melanin in the iris of amber eyes, they kind of struggle in more bright environments. And some studies say they might be more at risk of cataracts. And that's it. I think I'll dub amber eyes the hunter of the king's court. And keep in mind, these eye colors are only going to get better as we go up. And this next one was probably the toughest placement decision I made. Number 7, found in around 5 to 8% of the population. Hazel eyes actually combine advantages from 3 completely different eye colors. Sort of. You see, hazel eyes are a mix of brown, green, and gold tones. A lot of people actually report hazel eyes changing color depending on mood.
Now that's not true. That from what I know, but hazel eyes do change color, or at least mine did. I was born with more like yellowish eyes, and now I have like more browner eyes. But yeah, I do have hazel eyes. So let's see what the advantages to that
Now
is.
that is complete gobbledygook. Horseradish, if you will. However,
It
it
is
is
gobbledygook.
based in some reality. You see, due to the patchy pigment of hazel eyes, different lighting, pupil size, or viewing angle can make certain pigments in their eye pop more compared to others. This
Like
actually
brown,
gives them
bro.
one of the coolest abilities on the list. Depending on the exact mix of eye colors they have, they could have any range of advantages from any of their
I have mostly like the brown and yellow.
three mixed colors.
Like, very
They could
slightly
have
orange.
light or dark eye advantages depending on the person. So why did I
So
rank
I'm in
it so
7th
low?
place,
Because it's
bro.
so chance based. You could just get a bad mix, but there is an
What do you
advantage
mean? That's not a bad mix. That's my mix. It's fire.
that is universal to hazel eyes. Due to their changing
nice.
irises, they're often labeled as exotic and by extension more attractive in most populations. Kind of like me. I'm kind of attractive as well. Isn't that right, Discord kitten? But enough glazing. It's time for the School of Foible.
Alright.
Disadvantages of hazel eyes include more glare when in the sun and higher
True.
risk of some cancers
Every single time that I go outside, it's like a flashbang.
and slightly
Cancer? Well, luckily I got my shot.
higher risk of AM.
I got my shot a long time ago, so hopefully that'll keep me alive. Like the cancer shot. Do you think that still works for like? Do you think that still works after like 10 years?
D. Age-related macular
hope it
degeneration. It's where your macula degenerates as you get older. But once again, these disadvantages depend on your particular hazel. Overall, I'd say this eye color is the princess of
Bro, get out. Get out.
the king's court.
Get out. It is not. It's
I
the
wonder
one,
who the
it's
king
the
is.
flashbang of the
You
king's
guys
court.
are wondering, I bet. I'm not telling you who the king is. You'll have to find out. But the next one is one of the rarest in the world. And you know what they say about eyes. They're the windows to the mind.
No, it's the windows to the soul, you stupid.
Are you terrified about the state of the...
This is an ad, isn't it? Yeah, no, this is absolutely an ad. Alright, well, whatever. We do not care.
Their help for sponsoring this video. Let's get back to
No,
it. Number
they did not
6.
sponsor
Green
it.
eye colors actually have the strangest reason for their coloring. I mean, it's just straight up
Alright.
bizarre. This eye color only occurs in roughly
Swimming green
2%
pigment?
of the world's population, making it one of the rarest eye colors of this entire video. And it's actually the color I have in real life. You see, the color actually occurs from a combination of 3 things. Low melanin, creating that blue shade, combining
Watermelon.
with the yellow pigment in the eye, and light scattering. So there's actually 0 pigment coding for the green
Bro,
of the eye.
I
It's
didn't-
just a light trick.
That was the
Color
wrongest
theory,
ever.
making it one of the most biologically complex eye colors out there. And they actually have slightly more powerful night vision. And once again, that is
Night
slight.
vision.
But they have another neat little cool thing. Due to its rarity and striking appearance, it actually is considered to be one of the #1 most attractive eye colors in the world. And while it is considered
I do get
folklore or
flashbanged
myth,
in the
they're
light.
also considered to be
And
mysterious
I don't have good night vision, so.
or lucky. It's
Yeah, I guess
time
it was a
for
bad mix,
the
though.
School of Foible. Green eyes have greater light sensitivity, higher risk of ocular melanoma, and finally,
Nice.
higher skin cancer risk due
I
to
ain't got no
overall
cancer.
melanin body levels. Yay! Overall, I'd say green is the mistress of the king's court. Guys,
Bro.
there's only 4 more before I reveal the king. He's got to be so
I
handsome.
wonder what color it is. I wonder what color his eyes are.
You'll find out. Number 5.
Rewrite real quick with AI in Acrobat Studio.
Shut up.
Select any text from your PDF.
It is actually the origin of lighter colors today. Every person before this eye color came about had dark eye colors. Being held by around 8 to 10% of people worldwide. Please welcome to the stage, Blue.
bloated.
blue color of the eye is caused by a lack of melanin in the iris. So light scattering in the stroma produces blue hues. But what makes this eye color special? Well, it actually has the most noticeable night vision of any of the colors we've discussed so far. Due to its inherent lack of melanin, there's not a lot to absorb stray light for these guys, making them very photosensitive. So even the tiniest bit of reflected light in the dark is more noticeable to them than their dark-eyed counterparts. Once again, this effect is subtle but super cool. They're also considered to be a very socially attractive color. But now it's time for... What's it time for? Say it with me now. The School of Voivod. Their eyes are very photosensitive. They also have a higher lifetime risk of ocular melanoma and a comparatively higher risk of skin cancer. We'll call this one the assassin of the king's court.
Dope.
Guys, we only have 3 left before the king. And the next one is even rarer than green. Number 4, gray eyes.
Oh my
This
God,
is the rarest eye color on the list, held by about 1% of the world's population. And some studies even suggest that they have even less melanin than blue eyes. And if that's true, they might have a slightly better night vision than any of the other colors. It's basically a better version of blue. The silvery color, though, is actually caused by a slightly different structure in the stroma, which causes light to be scattered slightly differently from blue. And like some of the other eye colors, like green or blue, its striking color mixed with its rarity lands it solidly among some of the most attractive eye colors out there.
Why am I not up there?
Say it with me. It's time for the
School of Voivod.
They have a higher lifetime risk of ocular melanoma, skin cancers, and the sun hurts because they're more sensitive to the UV rays. I'd say these guys are the werewolves of the king's court. 2 more until I reveal the king. Gee, I hope I haven't hyped it up too much. My goodness, I'm actually a little bit nervous. You, however, probably own this next eye color. Number 3, the moment a lot of you have been waiting for, and some of you may have skipped to, held by around 50% of the world's population, brown eyes. Brown. You know what brown kind of reminds me of?
Bro.
Subscribing to my YouTube channel.
No, my brown doesn't have brown.
It is the first eye color to ever evolve in humans. And it's really no wonder why it lasted as long as it had. You'll understand why I didn't place it higher in a moment, but the reason brown is so high is due to its overwhelming advantages. It's just crazy. Actually, it's like, whoa. That's a lot of advantages. It has the best UV and glare protection. They're essentially built-in sunglasses. It has some of the lowest AMD and ocular melanoma rates. It has a lower skin cancer risk due to the high melanin. In the more social sense, they're actually perceived as being more trustworthy and warm by people. Meaning you could probably get away with telling some lies, making it one of the most overpowered eye colors on the list. But now, it's time for...
Okay, great.
Alright, bro.
Wait, were you even listening? You haven't taken a single note this...
The School of Voivod. Brown eyes don't do so well in the dark, and some evidence points to higher cataract rates. And that's pretty much it. I call it the queen of the king's court. Yes, queen. But who's left? Who could possibly be better than that? Number 2. This one is a bit interesting. And really, it would have been at home at the bottom or at the top of the list. But I think, personally, this eye color has the potential to be the best on the list. And it occurs in only 1% of the population. Heterochromia, a condition that allows the carriers to have multiple eye colors. And this is the only eye color you can actually obtain, like after birth, through trauma, diseases, or drugs. However, there's a specific version of heterochromia I'm referring to. It's called complete heterochromia, specifically between a dark and a light eye, because technically, you could genetically have all the same health advantages of the brown eye color, with the added night vision of a lighter color, like blue. If you had a blue or gray eye and a brown eye, your eyes could hypothetically be the most advantageous on the planet. planet. Plus, on a social standpoint,
Hooray.
people find it very visually striking, allowing you to stand out and, by extension, possibly
got
look
nothing.
more attractive. And when it comes to
got nothing good, bro.
Vinyl,
It's getting
heterochromia
less,
could be a
less
sign of
body.
underlying
Makes me so
problems,
sad.
so definitely get it checked out by a medical professional. But most heterochromia is completely harmless to the carrier, and I'm going to name it one of the highest honors of the King's Court. Due
that
to its
sounds
sheer
dope.
potential, I dub thee the Jester of the King's Court. Number 1. Held by about 10% of the
Come on,
global
come on, bro.
population. Black eyes. Yes, black eyes are the king of all eye colors. Technically speaking, they're not really an eye color. Black eyes don't exist. But very, 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 very dark brown eyes do. And when you look at them, they look black. So we're calling them black, okay? And it's simple why it's at the top. It has every single health and light advantage of dark-colored eyes, but charged to the absolute maximum. They have the best UV protection, the lowest risk of all the ocular problems we've mentioned in this video, and only one single drawback: it doesn't do so well in the dark, due to the high amount of melanin absorbing stray light. And what's this? Oh, a black screen? Whoa. I made a video similar to this about blood types. So you should check that out, I think. God bless you and have an awesome day. And if you have the time...
Whatever. In order to make this like a longer than like, I don't know, 14-minute video, let's watch this also.
Sometimes life can be a little messy, but with next-gen
Oh,
Nubella
God.
Performance Fabric.
These are the secret advantages of your blood type. Some blood types have insanely unfair advantages
what I'm
over
saying, that I
others,
have
and
O
some
blood type,
secretly
which is,
ruin your life. Number 1, O negative. O negative is the angel blood type.
Yeah, okay.
It is probably the most important blood type in existence. It's able to
I have
donate
that.
to anyone, regardless of their
Luckily-
blood type, making everyone with this blood type a literal walking miracle. However, it is still highly rare, being held by only 6 to 7% of people in the world. That
My
being
dad,
said, O-negative blood
my
isn't
dad
only
and
the
I
hero of
have,
other blood types, it also comes with
O
some
blood type.
pretty rad perks for itself. You see, people with type O blood have the lowest risk of cardiovascular disease, and
Oh, nice.
even some possible protection from cancers. Type O blood also offers strong protection against the deadliest form of malaria, P. falciparum, making it an iron wall for health advantages. When it comes to personality, though this is more of a pseudoscience, O-negative individuals are described as bold, energetic, and straightforward. It's also noted that O-negative
y'all tell me what you
donors
think
are
that.
particularly giving or intense. Pretty intense. However, the
say that I'm
angel
pretty
also
intense.
comes with drawbacks. Being as rare as it is, the universal donor can only receive blood from other O-negative blood types. Not only that, but while O-negative has higher resistances to certain diseases, it has lower resistances to others, such as cholera. Although this is speculative, it is showcased by some historical data, noting that cholera endemic regions have unusually low numbers of O types. Interestingly, some evidence suggests that the plague might have affected them more too. Any negative blood type pregnant with a positive one have birthing complications. Whoa, that's so cool! The smell, wow! Okay, while there are some slight drawbacks, I'd still say you couldn't choose a better blood type than the angel. But that's more than I can say for the next blood type. Everyone knows about the original 8 blood types, but I need to tell you about a blood type that no one has heard about. The secret 9th type. With fewer than 50 known cases worldwide, it is the rarest in existence. It's known as golden blood. That's not a made-up nickname for the video either. That is what it's actually called. You see, we usually define a positive or negative blood type based on whether or not they have the D antigen. But the reality is that our blood cells have a whole slew of other Rh proteins. But not golden blood. Golden blood has 0 Rh protein,
I've heard
something
about this.
all human blood is thought to have needed. Golden blood has none of it, which raises so many questions for researchers, which is why we need to suck them.
What?
Like, take their blood.
Oh, alright.
Not only that, but these guys are even more universal than the angel blood type. Anyone can receive their blood, even people who have extremely rare antibodies or mutations. What's
Nice.
more, in truth, they technically create not just one new blood type, but 4. You can be any ABO typing and still have golden blood. It's exclusively defined by its Rh factor. You
don't know
could
about
be
that.
A golden, B golden, O golden, or AB golden. It really doesn't matter. And all of those ABO typings have advantages to themselves, which I'll get into. But really, they are
All I
a
have is
fascinating
O, bro.
anomaly that shouldn't be
O
alive.
negative.
They usually have anemia, fragile cells, and a complete lack of blood donors. It's a type that's phenomenal for researchers trying to learn more, and could lead to innovations in blood that will change the world forever. But absolutely crap for the carriers. All 50 of these guys have my utmost respect. I mean, in order to have emergency blood, they have to freeze their own blood in advance. That's crazy to me. But guess what? Now you know about a blood type that almost no one on Earth knows exists. Because you're an Almond the Artist subscriber. Right? And guess even more what? Almond the Soothsayer has another prediction for you. You have the blood type O positive, the stone blood type. Far and away the most common blood type, being held by about 1 in 3 people worldwide. It shares all of the immunity advantages of its brother O negative, with one key difference. O positive doesn't really have to worry about blood scarcity at all. Sure, it can only receive from the O family, but due to there being such overwhelming numbers of O positive
dead if
types,
I-
emergency blood is easy to come by. If you ask me, health-wise, O positive is one of the best blood types to be. It's used most in routine blood transfusions and plays an absolutely crucial role in the medical world every single day, as it can donate to any positive blood type, which accounts for most of the population anyway.
Nice.
Personality
I
of
have
O
O-negative.
positive types is stated as being confident, energetic leaders. As for trade-offs, and while it's true O positive is plentiful, they can only receive from O types. So I'd still be careful if there was a shortage, however unlikely. But other than that, there are no real adverse health risks to having this blood type. So while O positive
Cool.
isn't flashy, you should be thrilled, because in emergencies, common blood is phenomenal to have. It's a respectable one for sure. You should feel special having this blood type, but the next one
yeah.
can literally steal anyone's blood. AB positive, or the vampire blood type.
What?
AB positive can receive any of the other blood types, making wait times in emergencies extremely short. This fantastic ability is due to the lack of A and B antibodies in its plasma, along with possessing both A and B antigens, plus the Rh positive factor. Rh positive individuals can receive from either Rh factors, positive or negative. But that's not all. They have a higher ability to produce blood clots.
Wonderful.
This is way more useful than you'd think. Clots and
What do
clots
you mean?
more useful. It allows for carriers to naturally close wounds faster, which means you're less likely
Oh.
to bleed out. However,
Like blood
AB
clots
positive
in
types
your
are
body.
slightly more common. Around 3 to 4% of people are carriers. Unfortunately, while this power has some of the most massive advantages on the list, its drawbacks make it a little scary to have in your veins. The clot thickens. In the wrong areas, clotting can make AB blood types more susceptible to heart disease and stroke, which sucks.
Yeah, that's-
Pair that with the theorized link to dementia, gives you one of the largest coagulations of drawbacks of any of the other types. Though these are theorized and case by case, so take care of yourself, that's all. But hey, if you're ever in a knife fight, you'd massively benefit from having an AB blood type. AB negative is the rarest of the 8 main blood types.
I dare you to let me build you a completely free e-commerce store.
Sound like a criminal, no.
Known as the genius blood type, it occurs in less than 1% of the world's population. That's lower
Half of
chances
a
than
person,
flipping a
bro.
coin and having it hit heads 6 consecutive times. AB negative is also able to donate plasma to anyone, making it an extremely rare and
I don't know
valuable
what
resource.
the
It's
I
kind
don't
of
know
like the
what
diamond of
plasma
the
is
original
other
8.
than the plasma in the sun.
It also has a negative Rh factor, which is theorized to have higher resistances to infections. Although that's a little scientifically iffy. People that carry AB negative are known as artistic, strategically gifted, and work excellently in teams. During my research, I even
What
found a
the
Japanese
heck?
company that hired AB negative blood types almost exclusively for their planning skills. In fact, due to this theory, some people have dubbed it the genius blood type. You know, I got a thing for smarts. You could
don't.
say, you're my type. However, these advantages come with some pretty extreme drawbacks. Studies have found that people with the AB blood type have a higher risk of memory problems and dementia, although this link requires more research. Blood type A negative, the scale. Literally the most balanced type in the list. About 6.3% of people in the world hold this blood type. Data suggests that the A blood type was one of the original ABO blood types in
Bro.
ancient primates. These types typically have moderate disease resistance, having the second lowest heart problem risk out of all the types, combining both the clotting ability from AB and the disease resistance from O, but with fewer side effects. When it comes to personality, they are often depicted as being organized, conscientious, and patient. They tend to be earnest, creative, and cooperative. As for drawbacks, my favorite part, A negative are shown to have higher risk of stomach cancer, are hit harder by some diseases such as smallpox and birthing
Oh,
issues.
dang.
A positive, or the cornucopia blood type. The second
I'm
most common
dying
type of the
to know what
9,
this
held by
means.
around 36% of people, making donations plentiful. Which is an advantage unto
Oh.
itself, because when it comes to emergencies, like I said before, replacement blood will be
Take my
easy
blood.
to come by. You're rich! It also has the balancing of A negative with some pretty well-developed clotting abilities and disease resistances, though these are not as powerful as type O. Of course,
I got that
O is
type
my
out.
senpai. Personalities for these types are
Get
described
away
as
from
being
me.
relatively similar to A negative, being creative, earnest, cooperative, organized, conscientious, and patient. However, A positive types are considered to be a little less intense than their brothers A negative. But it shares the same disadvantages as A negative.
Small
One
buff.
difference being pregnancy. As an RH positive carrier, there shouldn't be
Well, I
any
am a
blood-related
guy, so that's
problems
not my
with
problem.
carrying a baby. Unless, of course, you eat the baby.
What?
That would be bad. B negative, the ancient sword blood type. Only about
Bro,
1.5% of
these are
people
sketchy
hold this
names.
blood type, though B is more common in parts of Asia and India, making it a super valuable donor in those areas. If you live in America or Europe with this blood type and didn't know your great
Bro, shut up,
ancient grandmother was from these areas, she probably wasn't. Maybe you're just some kind of a freak, who knows? It's likely, though, that you have an ancient connection to the East. The health benefits are largely similar to A, though B appeared slightly later. Some theories suggest B historically had very specific resistances against certain pathogens. Plus, the theorized natural resistances that come with Rh negative factors likely led to a phenomenal blood type to have had in the ancient Eastern world. B negative personalities are described as being independent, imaginative, and forthright. B negative also tends to be more introspective than their positive counterparts. Moving on to drawbacks, it has an increased risk of type 2 diabetes and stomach cancer. Blood donors are relatively scarce as they're only able to receive from either B negative or O negative blood types. If only there was a positive version with fewer drawbacks. Blood type B positive. The ancient shield, carried by about 8.5% of people. B positive types largely enjoy the same advantages as their brothers, B negative. B positive types are characterized as outgoing, confident, and passionate about their interests. They are said to be candid and a very do-it-their-way kind of people. They're generally described as playful rebels. However, Unlike their brothers, being Rh positive, they have a much wider range of blood donors to choose from. B positive types
Nice.
can receive from B positive, B negative, O positive, and O negative, effectively doubling the amount of blood available to them compared to their brothers. Except, similarly to their brothers, they also have a higher risk of diabetes and stomach cancer. But hey, I think
Hooray!
we can all agree, when it comes to blood, it's best to be positive.
That was anyway. This is a teaser for the next for something cool that's gonna happen soon. Blah, blah, blah. Goodbye. It's 10:41 p.m. I need to sleep.